Hey, welcome back, peeps. We are finally back with another couch episode. I guess you're not on the couch, Rob.
Yeah, well, I'm close, I guess. In a chair. In a chair. Um, yeah, new baits are baits that we really want to start trying for the 2024 musky season that is coming rather soon. Well, kind of. It feels that way with how warm the weather's been. Definitely itching for open water.
If everything works out, Rob, I don't know if you're probably not going to be available. I think you're going to be out of town. I'm going to try to get somewhere before the Florida trip,
Sure.
whether it's Iowa, Indiana, I don't know, somewhere. Going to try to at least get away for a couple days. So
Yeah, it's coming. It seems
it's
like it's just
here.
gonna be warm. Yeah, people are catching them. I saw some giant fish in Pennsylvania on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen those, but
No.
people are catching fish right now.
At any rate, we've got one more show coming up for us. I'll be there at the Minnesota Muskie Expo coming up March 8th, 9th, 10th, and that's going to be in Minneapolis at the State Fairgrounds with Warner Coliseum. Looking forward to that. I'll be doing a seminar there on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. And of course, there'll be tons of seminars throughout the course of the entire weekend and gear, boats, baits, everything, rods, reels, everything about muskie is going to be there. So, where are you going to be, Rob?
I'll be in Mexico. I'll be sitting next to
Oh,
the ocean.
see, that's how that works. Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
hopefully you get a chance to wet a line,
yep.
and unfortunately, we'll miss you at the show.
I did buy a couple travel rods, so I'm looking forward to cast offshore down there. The deep
Nice
water is very close to that kind of to the shore there.
islands,
So yeah,
cool.
so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I haven't been to the Minnesota Muskie Expo in a while. But of course, at any muskie show, there's going to be some custom colors and all that kind of fun. That's kind of what we want to start off talking about. And yeah, we'll go right into chaos tackle here. First up, not necessarily new this year. It's been out this year, but is the Willie hat trick muskie version of a Alabama rig. And the cool thing is they do add these little dummies for obviously in Minnesota you're only allowed uh,
One lure.
one lure, so you can't have three lures with three baits with hooks on it. So they have the little dummies on, and I mean, I would say the perfect asset to this lure would be the 8-inch Poseidon, which came out this summer. Got a lot of new custom colors. There's some awesome, I don't know, natural colors that they have out there. I don't know the name of this one, but it's looks like a walleye. It's brown. Looks like a smallmouth actually, and I'm sure muskies eat those too. So they got 8-inch Poseidons in custom colors there. Yeah, give it a whirl. I know Minnesota guys like big baits, and you can't get much bigger profile than this setup. And it really isn't that bad on your body, especially when you got that 8-inch Poseidon on there. Yeah, this thing pushes a lot of water. Those dummies on the back, super cool. Yeah,
It was, like you said, developed by our river guide, Mr. Chris Willen, for sure. That thing is definitely unique. With the fish head on it, that's pretty cool. I like that.
yeah. The first day Willie and I used it together a few years ago when he was prototyping it and whatnot. Um, He got smoked, absolutely ripped. It was on the actual bait that had hooks on it. Just didn't get hooks into that fish. But yeah, the 8-inch Poseidon. I think threw it about 2 days. The first 2 days I had in the boat had a awesome encounter with a 44-inch tiger. That sold the deal for me. it
The guy's
produ-
first muskie too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. First muskie 44-inch tiger. To be that lucky, I don't know. He should probably quit then, but definitely sold a deal there on that age Poseidon, and it was definitely a go-to bait through. Um, Once we first got him in August, there had been one in the water. Raised a bunch of big fish up here in northern Wisconsin, so uh, make sure to pick up one of those if you haven't already. Like we said, awesome colors on Poseidons. I think they got custom colors on their glide baits, jerk baits, all sorts of deals, and Medusas, of course. So,
Yeah, they
uh,
had a huge spread of hard baits with all kinds of custom colors, top waters, you know, the gliders, everything. Just so many colors. I was actually kind
Yeah,
of overwhelmed.
yeah. There's a lot to choose from. Um, you should be able to find a color that you like. So, so that's cool. Also from Chaos Tackle, which is new this year, is their heavyweight crankbait. This is their basically, I would say, their indestructible um, crankbait. This is meant to be fished in wood, fished in rocks. Got that aluminum lip on there. I don't know if you can see the sleeve, but what do you call that when
Yep.
they bring that through the lip?
I don't know what the term is, but it's connected.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So built
through,
tough.
through it's through wire.
Okay, right on, right on. So built to bang into rocks, bang into structure, and yeah. So have not thrown that. Did not throw it this year, but this is definitely a bait that I'm excited to pound some structure with, rip weeds, rip cabbage. The problem with a lot of kind of Lexon lip baits, even in cabbage, you can break lips. So that's what's so cool about these aluminum baits. You can rip it as hard as you can, and don't have to worry about your lip falling off.
I think it's about a 6 foot deep runner or
Yeah,
so, 4 to 6 on the cast.
yeah, six,
Not quite sure trolling.
yeah, 6 inches long and 3.5 ounces. So, um,
Obviously, based on the heavyweight glide bait, which they've had for a number of years. So, just in a crankbait. Also, I believe, and I'm not sure if this is holding true to all the shows, but Chaos has been running specials on their rods as well. So I know the 2020s and the original salt sticks. They've been running, I think, $100 discount on 2020s and I think 75 on the originals. So if they're still running that, I believe they are. Don't quote me; I'm not positive here, but I think that's been the case. It would be a great opportunity to pick up a new rod in that department. So,
and if we're wrong, then you guys missed out.
oh, yeah, then I'm gonna probably have to cough it up.
No,
Hopefully
no.
not. We'll see how this goes. Let's see. What do I got here? New for 2024. I've got the 6.5 inch Leviathan twist, and that is a dive and rise style of jerkbait. But it's got a rubber tail on it, so that would be one of the main differences. The other thing that it's got, it comes with uh, a weight kit, which is interchangeable belly weights, like so. And this one I'm pulling out now is the heavyweight. And like I said, it comes with two, with a 1 ounce and a 1.5 ounce. Show you there, like so. And basically, with the 1.5 ounce, that'll give you just about a suspending bait. Um, so when you pull that bait downward, it's going to just hang right in their face. And just, real similar to like the Death Paws minnow crankbaits that I've done the last number of years, to be able to have a dive and rise bait that'll hang in their face. So many other dive and rise baits don't have that. You can add weight to them, but the fact that you can actually get that thing to suspend is even more valuable, I think, as opposed to, back in the day, we used to take, the Suics and like drill holes in them, and then we had to have different buoyancy rates of all the different jerk baits. So you needed like three baits basically to have one neutral, one higher floating, and one super shallow running. So that's kind of the difference there. Um, and then these are heat shrunk hooks on that too as well. And they come kind of more rigid like this. I encourage you to kind of work those hooks in and loosen that heat shrink up a little bit. So when you pull the bait, you'll actually get more body roll, where when you pull it, it'll actually swing side to side like so. Um, and you can fish that on a straight or fluorocarbon leader, or you can use a single strand wire. That'll work for you too. But and the tails are interchangeable. There's a little super glue on there. You can just pull that off, and that is a Chaos Tackle killer tail, and it's the variety with the hole through the grub. So pretty important there. What's nice, that just pushes right on, and there's actually this is just a screw eye underneath there that holds it on basically like a pin. You actually wouldn't even have to glue it. You could just push it on because the screw eye that's underneath kind of holds that grub on. So that's kind of cool, kind of different. Usually people just put one screw comes out, but with that screw eye, you can just, I don't want to ruin this one, but at any rate, there's a screw eye, so it'll hold on even better. Just a couple of drops of super glue. But yeah, so I've got that, and obviously we came out with this one the year before last year, and that was the 8-inch Levi twist. And the first one you guys saw on camera was the one with no paint on it. It was just wood color.
It worked.
And that was, yeah, almost caught 3 fish on that thing in like 30 minutes. It was crazy. Real good bite window. Fishing with Rob and Michael there. But same thing, this particular, the 8-incher comes with a 3-weight kit. So it's a 2 ounce, 1.5, and a 1 ounce, basically. And that heavy one, you can get this thing down like 6-7 feet, no problem. So, and it's got the heat shrink tubing, just the same. Cool little vinyl fins on there, which give you some good flash. I don't know if that matters, but it's fun. You got to have fun with your lures. So, and the rubber tails are also the Chaos killer tails, and that glues on as well. But yeah, so that's a couple new baits I got for the upcoming season here. I've got one more new bait as well, and that is the little flap. The little flap. It's got a single drop wire hook hanger instead of the dual hook hangers like we've used in the past. I actually don't know what the length of this bait is, but it's probably about a third smaller than the traditional or original. And of course, it's in my favorite color, the slow no wake pattern. Hopefully that's not too bright there. I think it looks okay, but at any rate, just a smaller offering, something for maybe smaller water, when it's flat calm, more calm conditions. Yeah, I don't know, maybe some musky ponds, Rob, up north.
Yeah. Those are always good for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they seem to like those smaller baits on the smaller waters. And then this is the metal series too, where it's got that washer on the back. Obviously, you can hear that, and that blade will contact that washer and makes a super nice metallic sound. But that's a little flap, new for this year as well. So that's what I got for new stuff. I guess I got my new hats here with the PVC patch on there, the Musky patch, and I think it's got some embroidery somewhere on the side. And then the sun hoodies too. We've had these in the past. What's really nice about these is that the zipper will actually go all the way up. So it'll keep your hat on when you're blasting across the lake at 60 miles an hour. And when you got the mosquitoes, the 715 mosquitoes, Rob?
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, so that'll keep the mosquito action out of your ears and whatnot. Definitely a pretty slick deal with that hood the way it is, being able to zip it up like that. But I've got some of those in 3 different colors, so you can get those on the website or at the last show coming up here in Minnesota. Other than that,
are you doing the deal on those? Are you doing the deal?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, actually, I had a swag bag, which you can get a hoodie, the PVC patch hat, and 2 stickers for $75. So it's about 20. I think it's 27, $28 off or something. So not too bad a deal.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Rob.
Yeah, I remembered something. Well, that kind of wraps up the Minnesota Muskie Show kind of talk with the baits that are going to be there. We're going to kind of talk about baits that we're excited about for the 2024 season, especially this bucktail from the DeLong Lures is the Barbarian and the Berserker. Berserker's a little bit, oh no, screwed that up. Barbarian is the bigger one, and the Berserker's a smaller one. You know the size on these turtle shell blades? They gotta be like 8s or whatever.
I'm gonna say 8.
8, yeah. And
And
these are
those are Indianas. Yep.
yep. Different, definitely a different style of bucktail. It's got they have a swim jig basically called the squirm, and they've got that rubber skirt. We did an underwater footage of this and a little video doing this in early this last fall, and definitely a different kind of bucktail. Pushes a lot of water with that big skirt on there, and you don't really hear about bucktails with tortoiseshell shell blades. So definitely a different thing to throw, especially if you're on pressured water. I know their first few outings in Ohio were absolutely amazing on them. Um, but yeah, definitely, I'm looking forward to early season. They're they I mean it's a nice medium sized bucktail. Um, yeah, no, I don't know. It's something different.
I think the one thing about it with that rubber skirt, basically, it's like plastic worms. If you just kind of picture like it almost looks like Senko worms as a skirt, basically. Um, and we all know how effective the rubber baits are for muskies, and the fact that that adds that much bulk to that bait, where it's like a body they can feel, just like throwing a Medusa. I mean, those things move fish like crazy, obviously, and the more rubber it is, it seems like the more fish will move on it when they're not actually biting or active or what have you. But I just think the bulk of that skirt is definitely a unique feel. Of course, with the added blades as well, blades and rubber. What do you want? I mean, that's about it.
Yeah, no, that's all you really need. Um, Also, just kind of getting back to DeLong as well, is their killer eels. We had a lot of action on these things. Especially, I wish it happened. It just didn't happen. It was pretty late in the fall, but started jigging these things, and it was pretty cool on the live scope, seeing these muskies come up to it. They didn't bite it, but there was one muskie that came up on this, and minutes later, we had a 49-incher in the boat by AJ. So, um, yeah, just something different. You can jig them, you can cast them. Just a different rubber bait. They run quite a bit deeper than your normal rubber baits on a regular retrieve, and it's a lot. There's really not much wear and tear on the body. You can kind of lazily fish it back there, and there's just so much action where it's hopping back and forth. So definitely a cool bait. Hopefully it'll just be like a normal summer where just catch muskies and stuff. It was a tough one last year.
It was, yeah. I mean, you know, back the last several years prior, it was every time I got a text from you guys, yep, another mid upper 40 on a Medusa.
Right.
And just that the big rubber stuff was really banging. But last year it just didn't seem
No.
not very consistent. Um, I don't know. What do you attribute that to, Rob? What's your
Um,
thoughts?
I just think our core temps never got real warm last year. We had a very late spring, and I don't know, just well, you would see 78, 79-degree water temps, and then a few days later would big wind blow, which there wasn't much wind, I should say as well, but it would finally blow, and our water temps would be knocked down to 71, 72, even 70 degrees sometime from that. There was just no mixing in the water column. Um, yeah, there's so many days of just seeing the sun and there's not a ripple on the water, which there's not much worse for musky fishing in those situations. So, um, but with that being said, night fishing was definitely the way to go last year. Uh, Early fall, late summer, that's definitely where we got onto that good ninja bite. I don't know if you grabbed
Oh
one of
yeah,
those. That was
yeah,
cool to get on. Yeah.
yeah. The one definite different thing about the Ninja is the fact that vibration is just totally different than anything they've ever felt. There's no doubt about that. Um, when it turned out, um, we ended up going to with a second hook on this bait, as you can see there, um, which is in front of the first bead and on 2 split rings, so you can just add that. Originally, I sold the bait without this hook, but when we started night fishing this bait, And we had definitely some good action on this bait after dark. Um, they were hitting the blade because you'd have the fish, or you'd miss it, or you'd have it hooked, and I think what they were doing, they were hitting that blade, and we didn't have that other hook on it to begin with, and the other hook I think would probably hook them maybe somewhere outside
Right.
the fish possibly. Um, and then we would end up losing them. They would tear off, and I know that one night we lost like 3 of them on it. It was
Yeah, and
super
those were
frustrating.
nice ones. That sucked.
Yeah.
That was one of those you don't want to think about moments, but yeah, more hooks is sometimes better.
Yeah, so if you have any of the previous year ninjas in the large size, the regular size, I should say, you can add two split rings and a 5/0 hook up, above the skirt there. Definitely help your hooking percentage in the nighttime, especially. So, most of the time they just eat the whole thing, but yeah, I don't know. Definitely the night thing, they key in on the click and the vibration of that blade. So, yeah, I don't know. That I'm definitely looking forward to rolling this thing more, especially in the low light conditions. That seem to be when it really, kind of shined for us up there.
Remember when you gave one of those to Peric and he used it for an hour or so?
Yeah, that's right, and caught a Madison 4-footer on the thing. So, yeah, it definitely did some damage. So, looking forward to that.
That's all I got over here.
Yeah, I got this is a bait I've made for a number of years. This is the 8-inch pelagic swim, and personally, I haven't kicked butt on it. I've caught a handful of fish, but we know somebody that has caught several really big fish on this bait. So, Mr. Brian Scaife, of course, of Angling Anarchy. I think he's got 2 over 40 pounds on this thing. Absolute 50, I think a 51 and a 53 and a half.
Yeah. Yep.
Pre-spawn, Green Bay pre-spawn fish, just monster fish. So, and he just likes to straight crank that thing, and every now and then just kind of give it a bump of the reel handle extra fast, and then where the bait is paddling, and then boom, it jumps a little bit and goes back to, resumes back to normal kind of slow medium speed. So yeah, I guess that's about it for bait wise, new stuff or stuff we want to use more this upcoming season. One other thing that we've used now for the past couple of seasons are the H3O polarized sunglasses. And you see us mention them, but what's really cool, we always get the words out right on camera when we're fishing, but these have interchangeable lenses where you can actually change the type of lens you're using right on the water. They just pop in, pop out. They have 4 different lens colors: the blue, the green mirror, the twilight yellow, and of course their proprietary lens. Words are hard. And that is the polar clear lens. And the polar clear lens is basically an almost clear polarized lens that you can wear all the way down to total darkness. I've actually used these running back to the boat launch after dark to keep the bugs out of my eyes. So it's, you can still see my eyes probably when I put them on. So they are definitely a lot clearer than the typical. Let's see which one's which. Yeah, this would be a green mirror. I'm not sure how this looks on camera. See what that looks like. That's the polar clear lens, like that. At any rate, yeah, the H3O, super high quality lens. It's a polyamide lens, which is technically as clear as glass, is what Earl tells us. And super durable. He's got lifetime warranties on the frames and whatnot. And if you don't even want to change your lenses out, I know you can buy an extra frame, so then maybe you got your 2 favorite lenses in. You can just switch sunglasses or what have you. But I know the H3O Polarized have been awesome for us. Highly recommend you guys trying them out. Super clear. Of course, we'll leave the links for all this stuff down in the description. And if you go to H3O Polarized, you can get the 4th set of free lenses of the Polar Clear lens when you put in the code Today's Angler, and they'll set you up with the 4 lens set on the Elite series of glasses, their higher end one. Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on the H3Os, Rob?
It's a cheap way to get four sets of glasses. I mean, really.
There you go.
I mean, they're yeah, it's very cool.
And they do offer a lower grade polycarbonate lens as well. You could get into, I believe, a 3 lens set for like $55. So really affordable that route if you don't want to go with the high end polyamide lenses. So yeah, definitely a couple options out there with those guys.
Guys, you mean one man band, Earl?
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah. It's cool. Support.
Thanks,
you know,
Earl.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, it's always nice to support small business, and he's definitely one of them. So instead of giving it to a massive corporate kind of deal, you can just give your business to an awesome product to a one-man band. So very cool stuff.
Well, peeps, that's about all we got for you today. Definitely looking forward to the 24 Muskie season, of course. There's, some years it seems like everybody's got new baits. There's all kinds of new baits out there. There's definitely, I think, a little less than normal.
Definitely.
This season, whatever that means. But yeah, really liking the big spring weather push that's already happening. This is pretty crazy.
Nuts. Open water up here in northern Wisconsin. Not much, but there is. Yeah, it's nuts. It's I'm good with it. I don't need ice fish anymore. Game fish season is over. Some pre-spawn bass would be nice when these lakes open up here, and all sorts of fun. And muskies, yeah.
Well, I know I've got a little fun coming up the month of April. Be heading down to the Florida Keys again, chasing the cudas and the tarpon. Barb and I, and then I know Rob and Heidi are going to come down for a 10-day stint as well. So looking forward to that, man. We're gonna do some damage, Rob. I'm pumped. I think excited.
So. I just got done editing the last day of their trip, and holy cow, that was some CUDA action.
They were lively. I think we had a couple of camera malfunctions, unfortunately, but that's filming.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. There's every year you get better and better.
Time on the water, man. That's all it is. Time on the water.
Well, I think that's a wrap. Yeah, new musky baits, all sorts of fun stuff like that. Yeah, I guess that's it. Nothing too exciting, but good to get back in front of the camera and whatnot. Talk musky fishing gets us jacked up for this coming season. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.